All right. What up, YouTube? Welcome back. We are on another episode of Curated Topics brought to you by Curated Sense LLC. We're going to start the show off a little bit different tonight. I got a little bit of a clip for y'all. So give me 1 second. I'm about to get it pulled up. It's just a little 15-second song just to start us off right. We're going to get that going. 1 second. Oh, yeah. I got to do this today. That's what today's show is about. Today, I'm not gonna play too much of that song because I don't want to catch a copyright strike. But today we are talking about some football, specifically my Cleveland Browns, and we're gonna talk about that first preseason game. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders. I think he had an excellent first game, first time out. Now he played really good for us. Browns beat the Carolina Panthers 30-10. Shedeur went 14 for 23, 138 yards, 2 TDs, and he played excellent for a first game. Now, those numbers don't speak excellence per se. Now, we know preseason, other people get run, things like that. He played a very good first half. I think he played maybe 2, 3 quarters, had an excellent game for 2 or 3 quarters. At first, things looked like they were starting out a little bit slow. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a little bit. I want to give Shedeur his. We don't know if he's going to get any playing time and all this buzz about him being a fifth round draft pick. Is he ready? Then the numbers get released. He was statistically one of the better quarterbacks during training camp, all of that. Okay, cool. He gets moved up into that second slot, so he's going to get the start against the Carolina Panthers. And you know what? He showed up and he showed out like he was supposed to do. All that doubt, all that hate that has been putting out, he quieted some of that noise with his performance. And I got to give this brother his flowers. He had a great game. Um, I want to talk a little bit about what he did in this game. Okay, that 14 for 23, that's about 61% accuracy on the passing. That's all we needed. He had 2 passing touchdowns, and that first one was crisp. First of all, what took me by surprise in this game was his ability to make plays. Not only was he, throwing pretty well, but he was scanning the field well, finding his receivers, and he surprised us with a little bit of ability to scramble. He was getting up out the pocket. He did take 2 sacks, but in that play, that first touchdown, he was able to move his feet and make something happen, and he found the open man. And I'm not gonna lie, that first touchdown was a dart. He threw it through 2 defenders. Great pass. I don't know who caught the ball, but good catch too. I was ecstatic about that game. I was over at a bowling alley. I met up with one of my friends, and we watched that game, and we were talking, so I almost missed it. I was so glad when I caught it. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I had to pause my whole conversation. That was a great pass. And I think him seeing stuff like that be successful helped him with his performance and helped him continue to carry the team, continue to move forward, continue to score the ball. And we ended up getting that win. He faced a lot of criticism. He faced a lot of hate. He faced a lot of doubt during that week. And he didn't let it get to him and affect his play. He used it as motivation, and he used it to put his best foot forward and to perform. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I want to give y'all 3 things, and this stream is going to be real quick. I want to give y'all 3 things that I saw that you can use as motivation. Number 1, and this is the most important, preparation is key. Victory comes to those who are prepared. Now, what we saw out of Shedeur this week, he kept his head down. He wasn't making too much noise. He was doing what he needed to do. And that right there was the key. That right there was the key. The Browns had him listed as the 4th-string quarterback all week. They were playing games. And I don't like that coming from the Browns. What y'all doing? Stop playing games. If you see he's, putting in the work, if you see he's grinding, don't play these games with him. Tell him what it is, tell him what it's going to be so that he can to perform. That's all we need. That's all we need. But like I said, they gave him this last second start. I want to say it was like the day before the game, maybe 2 days before the game. And guess what happened? He showed up and showed out. Like we supposed to do, like we've been doing. That leads me into my second point. When you all get your opportunities, when opportunity finally knocks on the door for you, be prepared and make the most of it. Go out there and perform. Go out there and do your best. Go out there and show people what you are made of and show them that all the work that you've been putting in is not going to waste. When you get that opportunity for yourself in your life, go out there and put your best foot forward. Not everybody's saying it's going to be perfect. Not everybody's saying you're going to get everything 100% right. But if you go out there and you show what you were made of and you put together a good performance, your work is going to speak for itself. And that's what we saw in that game on Friday. Kept his head down, made sure he was prepared. His opportunity came, and he put some of that doubt to rest. Now, we heard some people say some things. Oh, well, it was just the Carolina Panthers. They were one of the worst teams last year. They had their second, third, and fourth string defense in. Yeah, that's cool. They did. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he performed. Everybody out on that field is a professional. And everybody out on that field is supposed to perform. And therefore, you cannot take that away from him. He still performed under the pressure. This was his first NFL game. I know it's preseason, but this was his first experience in the NFL on the live stage, on TV, under the lights, all of that. And he went out there and he performed like a professional should. He didn't let the moment get to him. You didn't see too many mistakes. You didn't see too many errors. Now, of course, I don't expect him to be perfect. I don't expect him to have everything down. I don't expect him to know everything or to get everything right away. No. But he's got some talent. He can do a couple of things out there. And, it shows that it encourages us as fans, but also it should encourage the coaching staff. Okay, he's listening to what we telling him. He's putting in that work. And he has room to grow. And because he can put together a good performance, that he can do it. And that's all you got to do when you're out there in your life and you're performing and you're grinding and you're putting in the work. Others will see that and they will see your potential as not just, oh, well, he's got potential. They'll see it as, okay, he's got this down. Now we can start putting some more responsibility on him. Now we can start taking chances on him. Now we can start, really honing in and figuring out, okay, how far can we go? And that's all you need. That's all you need. All you need is your one opportunity to showcase your talent, to showcase your skills, and go out there and get it done. And that's what Shedeur did today. Friday, excuse me. Third, even though he performed, he still got some haters out here. I was at work today, and I heard a couple of guys chatting about it, and it was, oh, well, he just a fourth string playing against the fourth string. I'm tired of hearing everybody, praising him like he just won the Super Bowl or something like that. Did you hear what he said? He said this was like our Super Bowl. Well, first of all, as a Cleveland Browns fan, we're not that good. So him winning a preseason game, it's not the Super Bowl, of course. But let him have his moment. Why you hating? Why you hating? And it took a lot in me not to stop and then enter the conversation. I was like, you know what? I gotta let them have it. But I really wanted to be like, hey, dog, how about you go out there and throw 23 passes and let's see how many yards you complete. Because you on the no string. You're not even on the team. So somebody who started as the fourth string came in and performed better than every other quarterback out there. What you talking about? You in my city. This is our team. Why are you talking down on our team? He performed. So what are you talking about? But then, I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, you know what? This is the exact hate that I was talking about in my last video. If you don't have 4 haters by the end of the weekend, you doing something wrong. And guess what? He's got more haters. So that's how you know he's doing something right. That's how you know he's doing something right. They hated the fact that he performed. They hated the fact that Cleveland fans who are supportive now got something to talk about. And I hope that somebody shows him this or something. Shedeur, if you watching, keep going, brother. Because you got haters out here who mad that you performing. So keep performing. Because I want to see them even more mad. I want them to eat their words. Because that's how you get up under their skin. You perform. You do well. You keep grinding. You keep elevating your game. You keep elevating yourself. And then let's see what they got to say. I bet you it's going to get real quiet. Now, let this brother do something and we get a chip in a couple of years or something like that. Then what they going to say? It's going to be real quiet. Matter of fact, they're going to be celebrating with him like they was with him the whole time. I guarantee it. And just like then, he can walk up on all the haters, just like he did with the reporter. He can say, well, what you got good to say about me now? What you got good to say about me now? And I want to stress that to you all. When you all have your moment and you perform and you outshine the expectations and all of that, that's when you can roll up on your haters. When you win your proverbial Super Bowl, that's when you can roll up on your haters. What was that? All I hear is crickets. Huh? What was it that you had to say? Oh, matter of fact, I don't recall you having anything nice to say. That's how you keep your receipts, and that's how you make your haters eat their words. If you didn't watch the last video, please go check it out because it fits this one so well. I mean, I saw so many people talking down. Oh, well, it's just the first game. Yeah, it is just the first game, but guess what? Would you want anything else from somebody in their first game? It was his first game and he went out there and performed. Would you want anything else? What more do you want? We have to take this thing one game at a time because that's the only way you win in a season. One game at a time, especially in the NFL. What's the slogan for the NFL? Any given week? Any given Sunday? So what we hating for? He did well in his first preseason game. I can't wait to see the next one. I hope it's in Cleveland because if it is, I'm going. And let's leave it at that. Let's applaud the young brother for doing well. And let's try to lift him up so that he can continue to do well. Now, do I think he's about to be our just starting quarterback right away? No, and I actually hope not. I want him to have room to grow. I want him to learn from the older guys that we got. I want him to learn from Joe Flacco off the couch. I'm going to talk about him in a separate video. And why the Browns probably should have never let him go in the first place. But like I said, this video is for our win on Friday and celebrating Shedeur Sanders. I'll talk about all the other stuff in another video. Now, I want to bring up this because this song made me think about the whole motivational piece, and it goes so well. So tonight's song is going to be Lose Yourself by Eminem because that is exactly what happened. Y'all know how that song goes. He got his opportunity. You only get it once in a lifetime, but he got his opportunity and he made the most of it. So that's the song I'm thinking of tonight. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. Lose Yourself, Eminem. The candle of the evening, because that's usually how we started off. But the candle of the evening tonight, I got to be careful so I don't burn myself. This is lit, but it's the Hennessy candle, NBA edition. Hold on. It's Burberry for men. That's the one I keep lit in the studio right now. So that's what we got going on. It's late. I told y'all I was going to be quick, so I'm going to stick to my word. Check us out, curatedsense.llc.com, and on Instagram at curated_sense_LLC. Thank you all for listening. Thank you to my regular listeners. I appreciate all y'all feedback that I've been getting. Thank you to my subscribers. If you aren't subscribed yet, please do so. Check us out. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.